Hello again, everyone. It's your man, Cowboy Star, coming back at you. That's right, I'm talking about the one and done Dallas Cowboys. Where do I begin? It took me a whole day just to get on this and do a video. I was so upset after watching that piss poor performance that I just couldn't even muster to get on after the game. I mean, I don't know if this thought's ever occurred to you guys, but does McCarthy ever go over the basic fundamentals with the Cowboys? I mean, does he ever have talks with them and threaten them, or not threaten them, but put the fear of God in them? That if you do this, you're going to get benched or whatever. That's what Jimmy Johnson used to do. I mean, he'd cut your ass if you didn't do what he told you to do. But see, that's what the game doesn't have anymore. It doesn't have that fear of the coach anymore. It's all a big game, and all these players are just making a bunch of money, including Jerry Jones is making a lot of money. Every year, what do? We buy the merchandise. We buy everything. Dallas Cowboys, because we love our Dallas Cowboys. And who's raking in all the cash? Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and company. And what do they give us? This 30 years of this same old thing. Every year. We're good enough to make the playoffs most years, but that's it. We don't get no further than that. And I don't see it changing until Jerry Jones is out of there. I really don't. And he ain't getting out of there anytime soon. I don't wish nothing on him, but he's not going anywhere, folks. And Stephen Jones pretty much has the same mentality of Jerry Jones, so we're stuck. If you want to be a Cowboy fan, you're going to have to put up with it. But the game, I really thought that the Cowboys would be up for this game. But it was just a game of can'ts. Yeah, that's right, can'ts. The Cowboys can't do this. The Cowboys can't do that. Let me start off and tell you what the Cowboys can't do. The Cowboys can't run the ball. They had a grand total of, I believe it was 47 yards rushing. Now, how the hell are you going to win a game with 47 yards rushing? That tells me offensive line is trash. Yeah, they said our offensive line was one of the best in the league. No, it's not. It's all overblown. They cannot block. They can't block, man. You can't sit there and tell me with 47 yards rushing that they're blocking properly. No. And every time, how many penalties? Oh my God, we had 14 penalties in the game. There's no way we should even been as close as we were in the damn game with 14 penalties, and 5 or 6 of them were pre-snap penalties, which is unacceptable. When you have pre-snap penalties, that tells me you're not prepared. Because there's no way in the world you could possibly have 6 pre-snap penalties in one freaking game. It's not acceptable. And you had at least 3 or 4 holding penalties. It's just not acceptable. And the Cowboys led the league in penalties this year. Back to the can'ts list. Like I said, the Cowboys can't stop making penalties. 14 in this game. The Cowboys can't sack the opposing quarterback. We didn't touch Jimmy G last night. Didn't touch him. Not one time. We got Tank Lawrence. We got Micah Parsons. We got Gregory. Oh, don't get me started on Gregory. He put a guy in a bear hug and brought him to the ground on one play. Holding. I've never seen holding on the defense before. Like, on the D line like that. But they called it on Cowboys twice in this game. The Cowboys can't win a home game on Thanksgiving, if y'all think back to that. Against the Raiders. We never should have been in this position. We never should have been even playing San Francisco. We should have been playing the Eagles because we also lost to the Cardinals. The last game, the second to last game of the year. If we'd have won that game, we'd have been the second seed and we would have faced the Eagles, not the 49ers. So it's been one big season of regression for the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you blame that on? Leave in the comments. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Because I can tell you what I think. I think they're a soft team. They have no mental toughness. They have no in-game awareness. It's just hully-gully out there, man. Do your own thing. I guarantee you, if that performance would have been under Jimmy Johnson, when he was in his day, there'd have been a lot of players cut after this year. After this game, they'd probably clean house. And that includes Dak Prescott. Because Dak Prescott didn't play good at all. He's making $140 million, and he's not playing like a $140 million quarterback. And it's not all Dak's fault. But he's a long, long ways from being in the category of Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or that group. He's nowhere in that category. People put him in top 5 quarterback or Patrick Mahomes. He's not a top 5 quarterback. At best, he's in, I'd say, after 10. He's probably 11 through 15 maybe. Right now at this point in time. I don't know what happened to him from game 7 to now, but he's a shadow of what he was in the first 7 games. Something has changed, and I don't know what it is. The Cowboys can't get stops. That's right. They can't get stops to save their life when they need to. It was, what was it, 3rd down and 10. And they did that end around to Deebo Samuels, and he got like 9 3/4 yards. And then they went for a quarterback sneak and got it. That was valuable time that we could have saved. At the end of the game, we wouldn't have been rushing so bad. But to the end of the game, I don't know what in the world possessed, and I don't know if Dak audibled out of the original call or not, but he runs the ball with 14 seconds left up the middle of the field, and he had a lot of room to run, but he should have hit the ground a lot sooner. And all that debacle that happened at the end of the game when the referee, what Dak forgot was the referee has to touch the ball before you can snap it and down the ball to stop the clock. He gave it to the center. He should have handed it to the referee. And that would have probably saved them 1 or 2 seconds, and they'd have had enough time to at least snap the ball for one Hail Mary play at the end. But, what's the odds of them winning? Even if that would have happened, they were like 25 yards away. The odds of them catching a Hail Mary would have been astronomical at best. Now, there's a few rumors going around that Mike McCarthy could possibly be fired. I don't see that happening. They're basing that off of last night when they were talking to Jerry Jones in an interview after the game, and they asked Jerry if Mike would be back, and Jerry said that he didn't want to comment on that at this time. So everybody in the world thinks automatically that he's going to be fired. No, he's not going to be fired. You know this. Jerry doesn't do that. He kept Jason Garrett 10 years too long. You think he's going to fire McCarthy after 2 years? I don't see it happening. I would be shocked if it did. And Dan Quinn, it's looking like he's going to probably be the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, unless Jerry decides to fire McCarthy to put Dan Quinn as the head coach. You never know. It could happen, but I kind of doubt that he would promote somebody from within. But the ideal situation is the coach of the New Orleans Saints, Sean, if they could get him, man, I mean, he'd be a great coach. And then maybe we could keep Kellen Moore, and maybe he could be like the coach of waiting and get more experience. That would be the ideal scenario for me, but I just don't think they're going to be able to land him. But he's got one more year on his contract with the Saints. But the bottom line is the Cowboys are soft. They're not a physical team, and that's a reflection of the coach, in my opinion. So we're back to square one, folks. It's going to be a long, long off season for all you Cowboy fans and me. I mean, you can't win with no running game, with 14 penalties, and not getting the ball to your playmakers. CeeDee Lamb had one reception. One. How do you win like that? You know, the 49ers, they were getting the ball to Deebo Samuels. They rushed for 179 yards. Jimmy G didn't have to really be good. He threw one interception. He tried to give us the game at the end, but it was too late. The Cowboys had already blown it and laid in the biggest egg ever. And this is typical of the Dallas Cowboys. It's just like Stephen A. Smith says, just wait, just wait. The Cowboys are allergic to prosperity. They can't take the prosperity because they always, in the end, they do this to us. They break our hearts. It's just kind of like a girlfriend that you had and you just really loved, that you just always wanted to be with her, and she just continually cheats on you, and then you take her back, and then she cheats on you again, and you take her back again. That's what the Cowboys do to us. They reel us in with all this merchandise, with all the hoopla and all the hype. It's beginning of the year. Oh, they got this free agent. Oh, they got this draft pick. We're going to be good. This is our year. Every year it's our year. We've been saying that for 30 years and it still ain't come to fruition. So Jerry Jones, what are you going to do about it? The fans deserve better than this. The fans deserve a lot better than this. But that's all I got, folks. Just wanted to get on here and share my misery with all of you guys. I'll keep the videos coming. Might not be quite as often now that the season is over. I might get back to my Where Are They Now series of former Cowboys back when they were real football players back in the day, of where are they now, what are they doing with their life now, if they're even still alive. I did that and I got a lot of good reception on a few of the videos that I did. Then the season started and I hadn't really had a chance to get back to it, but I will. And I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm just going to pretend that this game against the 49ers didn't even happen. Didn't even happen. I'm going to erase it from my memory because it's not even worth looking at again, because it wasn't a game for the Cowboys. It was just pitiful. It looked like the Bad News Bears. They named them wrong. They should be the Bad News Bears, not the Cowboys. With that being said, guys, we'll catch you next time. I'm out.